Amid increasing isolation, the Belarusian president is deepening ties with Russia. Russian President Putin says a loan to the country will go ahead.
Russia says it will move ahead with a second £350 million loan to Belarus next month following talks between the two countries' leaders. Russia promised Belarus a £1.5 billion loan last year as part of Moscow's efforts to stabilize its neighbor. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko finds himself increasingly isolated amid a standoff with the EU. This follows the grounding of a passenger jet in Minsk and the arrest of a dissident journalist. The EU accuses Belarus of state piracy in the incident. In response, the bloc enacted additional sanctions and restrictions on air travel. Russian President Vladimir Putin invited Lukashenko to a yacht tour near the southern Russian city of Sochi. The day before, the two ex-Soviet leaders signed a union agreement that calls for close political, economic and military ties. Russia has buttressed Belarus' economy with cheap energy supplies and loans. The Belarusian opposition leader spoke at a protest in Lithuania's capital.
I
am very touched by the support I see in Lithuania and all around the world. But it's a pity that it's been a year and we haven't won yet. But I'm sure very, very soon changes will come, new elections will come, because there is no other way.
On the weekend, Belarusians in several countries held rallies in support of the opposition and new elections, like here in Canada, and here in Ukraine, and here in Poland. The US government announced it is drawing up a list of targeted sanctions against key members of the Belarusian government. The Belarus incident is expected to be a topic when Putin and Biden meet next month in Switzerland.
Microsoft says a group of hackers has launched a global cyber attack on more than 150 government agencies, think tanks, and other organizations. It says the group gained access to an email account used by a federal agency, then sent emails to trick recipients into clicking a link. This caused users to download software that gave the hackers access to their computers. The attack targeted 3,000 email accounts spanning at least 24 countries, but mostly in the US. Microsoft says the hackers are part of the same Russian group that carried out last year's attack on software vendor Solarwinds. That cyber attack is considered one of the worst data breaches to ever hit the US government. And in other news, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter plans to step down from her role as executive director amid questions about her personal finances. Patrisse Cullors told the Associated Press that she's leaving to focus on other projects and planned her departure a year ago. But questions surrounding her finances build. In April, reports surfaced that she bought 4 homes worth over $3 million. Critics think Cullors might have used donations meant for Black Lives Matter to enrich herself. The Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation denied paying for her house. But the head of Black Lives Matter Greater New York City called for an investigation. Cullors has said her money comes from other sources, including a YouTube deal and book sales. City dwellers are learning how to keep wolves at bay in the mountains of eastern Switzerland. The effort is helping sheep and goat farmers protect their flocks.
Around 100 wolves roam wild in Switzerland's countryside, and their numbers are rising. There was a referendum last year on whether to make it easier to shoot wolves deemed a threat to livestock. It exposed different attitudes towards the animals from urban and rural voters. The pro-conservation side won, but people from both sides of the divide are now working together to manage the animals' threat. Under a programme called Voluntary Shepherds, city dwellers learn practical skills like putting up electric fences to keep sheep in and wolves out.
Yes, in Switzerland sometimes the wolf is a little bit a difficult subject. We have a lot of experts, like everyone knows something, and I decided to come here and to see how it really is.
Somera was one of 17 volunteers on a recent weekend lesson. There she picked up tips like how to avoid making sharp corners in a fence where animals might get trapped. Marcus Bertha helped teach the lessons and shared his experience tending 190 sheep and 100 lambs on his farm.
I think if it continues like this, we will have to eliminate the wolves who cause problems. It would be nearly impossible to defend the herd. As soon as the wolf starts to jump over the fence, then we farmers no longer have a chance.
The project is helping both farmers and conservationists gain a better understanding of the problem, though the wolves shouldn't be underestimated.
In the age of emails and text messages, it's rare to receive a handwritten letter in the post. But the tradition of putting pen to paper has an enduring appeal. NTD's Jane Werrell found out how the simple act of writing a letter can change people's lives.
After learning that her friend Brian was diagnosed with bowel cancer, Alison offered to write him letters to cheer him up.
I thought, oh God, what have I done? I've offered to write letters to a man who's got cancer, and I said they'd be funny, and what's funny about cancer? And but I thought, well, he's got cancer, all I've got to do is write a letter.
The letters kept Brian going throughout his treatments. He used to save them for when he had chemotherapy.
When Alison's letter arrived, if I'd been on my own that day, that really changed the day, because suddenly I had something to hold, something to open, you know, something to really connect with. I really didn't expect Alison to really keep her part of the bargain and write the letter. You know, those letters went on for 2.5 years, so she had to continually find new material, and I didn't write back, so it wasn't a pen pal arrangement here.
But Alison found beauty in putting pen to paper.
He really got to know me much quicker and in a far different way than perhaps if we just met in a pub for a drink. And I think that he got to know me in a more real way. So he really found out what I was about. And I think that's what letters allow people to be. You can really be your true self.
Brian recovered from cancer and they became best friends. They started a charity, From Me to You, that encourages people to write letters to friends and family who are suffering with cancer. People can also anonymously donate a letter.
A lot of people don't know what to say or what to do when somebody's diagnosed with cancer. And for this, it's a way that you can easily get over yourself and sort of do it. Even if it's just a card to say, I'm thinking of you, or a postcard to say that, the recipient knows that at that point you were in their mind. It was almost like she was journaling and I was the privileged person who got to read them.
They say to keep it simple and from the heart.
Just don't mention it. Just talk about the things that we've all got in common. And remember that it's the real mundane things that actually are the things that connect us all together.
Brian and Alison say the hardest part of starting to write a letter is the opening sentence. But once you've got going, the words will flow. Jane Werrell, NTD News, London.
Electric bikes can help people get from A to B without breaking a sweat. Now, one London company specialises in making and selling kits to convert even the most ancient piece of pedal power to electric. NTD's Neil Woodrow went to try it out.
Electric bikes have been gaining popularity since the 1990s. A British company called Switch can help you convert your personal two wheels into an e-bike. The London-based tech startup is the creative force behind the Switch e-bike kit. We visited the company to learn more about their product and story from their CEO, co-founder and inventor of their e-bike kit.
The idea came about because I used to sell all manner of electric bike kits, and I was looking for one kit that would work on any bike. I looked for a few years, didn't find it, and then had the epiphany that if I could fit all of the components of an electric bike into one little power pack that fit onto the handlebars like this, it would work on any bike. And here we are. So,
after the original idea in 2017, they launched a successful crowdfunding campaign.
2 years later, we re-engineered the kit to make it significantly smaller and lighter.
They cut its weight by half to less than 1.5 kilograms, keeping its power at 250 kilowatts, the legal limit for electric bikes. On average, it will achieve 16 miles per hour and 31 miles distance on a single charge. The kit acts as an aid to your own cycling power. Turning the power up will assist your pedalling more. Oliver says it's a very simple routine to fit the kit.
Pretty much anyone can do it themselves at home. You only need 2 tools, a spanner and an Allen key.
First, you lose the original wheel. The new powered switch wheel is tightened on. The wheel is ordered to match the original size. Then the handlebar bracket is fixed where the power pack will be fitted. The power wheel is connected and the power pack fitted in place, and then the wheel is powered. Sales of the e-bike kit have been going well.
Well, in 2020 we helped over 20,000 new customers turn their bikes into electric switch bikes, and we're forecasting at least 30,000 this year in 2021.
I asked Montague if the pandemic has helped his business.
The cycling market is growing extremely fast. I'm sure that lockdown helped to kickstart some behaviour and get more people cycling, but we believe this is only the start of a cycling revolution, and we're forecasting significant further growth in the next 10 years.
He says his turnover has grown exponentially over the last 3 years. The kit's standard retail price starts at £1,000, about half that of your average good quality electric bike. So, does this kit fit any bike?
If your bike has a wheel and handlebars, the switch kit will fit.
Even a penny farthing?
Even a penny farthing, yes. Here you have it, a switch penny farthing.
Wow, but I'm in a suit.
Okay, good point. I have just the thing for you.
So now we've learned all about the Switch e-bike, I'm going to ride one. Neil Woodrow, NTD News, London.
That's the news for today, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Stu Lees.